Not a Cerebro game. Or is it? Merlin, playing one location reroll spell, is the 2/5. It's why we're playing him. I'm going to put Cerebro over here on the left. So this way, if we draw the Ancient One next turn, we can copy its ability onto Martyr. We had 2 shots at Merlin's spell here. The murder roll jump scare briefly. Doesn't Polymorph have a chance to hurt Cerebro? Sure. But it's pretty unlikely. Don't play around unlikely outcomes. So they're gaining 8 on the right, meaning this beats them there. And then I'll play Captain Marvel here. Is Doom just better? It is, isn't it? It just gives us more points than a tiebreaker too. Okay. Yeah, good call. Got him. If we hadn't gotten Mobius, I would have been able to Rhino and Doom this turn with the wave. So I'm gonna do this. And then I'll go Miss Marvel into Tau next turn. I'll have 9 energy, so I can play Luke Cage over here as well. You snapped me, Gaber. What are we waiting for? Maybe they're end of turn bugged. Oh, you know, I suppose we could have gotten Goosed in the center. Goose in the center would have been bad for us. Huh? So how big are they going to get on the left? They're going to gain 12 over there, right? Is that right? They gain 3 times 4. Get up to 28. I mean, I think Miss Marvel's better to copy than Cerebro. I think it's this. Yeah, I think it's this. Yep, cool. They are super cooked, right? We're adding 15 on the left, then we're adding another 9. Technically, Captain Marvel could move to get us a casserole, but she doesn't because she's rude. Oh wait, no. The torches on Sunspot mean they win the right regardless. That's fine. You can have the right. Corporate Democrats, take note. Let them have the right. We'll be good with the left and the center. Appeal to your base. I just jumped into Marvel Snap again after hearing about this OTA update. It's been fun. Genuinely, I think even before the OTA update, Snap has been in one of the best spots it's been in a really long time. I think there's a good chance the OTA pushes it in an even better direction. Charlie Kirk certainly isn't a hero, but he's 100% a martyr. He died. He died for a cause that he believed in. His own words were, some amount of gun death every year is an acceptable price to pay. And I'm sure he never thought he'd be part of that statistic, but it's unfortunate whenever anybody dies. But if people like Charlie Kirk didn't spend so much time obstructing and encouraging us not to pass common sense gun reforms, less people like Charlie Kirk would die. Every loss of life to the gun violence epidemic in the United States is a travesty, but we wouldn't be having an epidemic if people like Charlie Kirk didn't enjoy their guns more than they enjoy human life. We could have hedged the left there, but that's what it is. Rather than just go next. These locations kind of suck in general. Dash FN, thank you for the gifted subs. I really appreciate that direct support. Good afternoon. It's DN Crua, thank you for the 16 months. Some interesting context to share. When I heard that the person that shot Kirk shot him from 200 yards, that sounded like a really long distance to me. Like as someone who just has no context with firearms and longer distance shots. But my buddy who I lift with 2 to 3 days a week, he's an ex-Marine. And he said in their Marine training, when they do range testing for taking shots, they test at 200, 300, and 500 yards typically. With just iron sights, not a scope. And he said the target that they shoot at from 200 yards is typically a 5-inch circle. And they don't use something as large as a human silhouette shaped thing until they're out to 500 yards. Yeah, it's not. So basically 200 yards is not an exceptional shot for a lot of people. Like for me, a layman who understands very little and has never shot rifles like that, I heard that and it sounded like a very long thing, but that's just like average shortest distance shot that they train Marines for. All right, and then I think we Tau the center before something gets pulled into there, obviously. I'd probably play Lucas out here. It's trade, but not professional. That's a good way to say it. I'm gonna make sure we don't put a Doom bot into DC. They have enough of those there as is. Want to make sure we don't break our Cerebro bonus. All right, so they have a 2-8 Rhino. Because the Mirage notably does not copy skills anymore. I think I play Captain Marvel on the left because of Luke Cage. Oh, I was gonna say I don't want them both to get Shang-Chi'd, but they can't both get Shang-Chi'd anymore! That's so exciting! Booked. One of the singular most fucked up... I'm going to say one more thing about the Charlie Kirk thing, and I'm going to move on because I just don't want to talk about it endlessly. Because there's plenty to talk about, but I just don't want to dwell on it. One of the singular most fucked up things about the Charlie Kirk situation is that gun violence is so common in our country that Charlie Kirk getting killed is bigger news than the fact that there was a high school shooting the same day. It should be a big deal when someone walks into a place of education and opens fire, but it's actually just become so commonplace in the United States that it's just like barely a blip on the news cycle. Putting Cerebro to the right will rude Mrs. Marble. Good call, good call. Yes, yeah, there's that too. Past the school children, there's the Democratic lawmakers that were literally gunned down in their homes. Also should be a bigger deal, but somehow isn't. It's probably just Marvel and then Marvel, yeah. Yeah, because this ruins Miss Marvel's bonus. That's fine. This is probably game winning. They probably don't expect us to get too much bigger than 14. Are we good? Carol's got us covered, right? God bless us. God bless us, everyone. That was Iron Patriot tech card, I think. Chat. Our Cerebro 5 pile of cards is feeling exceptionally reasonable. Is that allowed? Miss Marvel Ancient One. Feels dangerously real. I love Devil Dinosaur. I wish they'd make it better. You want a blistering take, chat? I think we could bring back 3-0 Devil Dinosaur. The beta OGs, remember. Yeah, okay. Last thing about Charlie Kirk and everything. Because someone else said something that follows up with something I posted on social media myself. Everyone talking about political violence is bad. And I agree, political violence is bad. But you know what also is a form of political violence? A state-sanctioned police force grabbing people off the streets based on the color of their skin, which our Supreme Court just ruled is legal. That's a form of political violence. So yeah, political violence is bad, but also let's call a spade a spade. This administration owns the escalation in political violence and is directly responsible for a large chunk of it that's going on in the country. It's state-sanctioned political violence. I was just reading an AMA on Reddit with an immigration lawyer talking about how a majority of people being detained by DHS and ICE are here legally. DHS and ICE is even actively harassing people who are citizens. It's not even just about people who are immigrants here legally. They're literally profiling based on color of skin and harassing people. God damn it, Carnage. We've talked about this. Carnage eating the spell is funny, but unfortunate. It's fine. We'll get leave Stark Tower now. We'll just let both these get extra points. Polymorph so delicious. Carnage decided to eat it for points. The good news is Captain Marvel's gonna nope out of the center. I think we actually do this, and then we're dooming on the last turn and hoping that that covers here and that Captain Marvel plus Doombot covers here. Is it better to play Cerebro than Luke? Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, maybe. Do we just assume that 10's enough to win here? They probably can't beat 10 over here. And Cerebro would give me 3 more on the left where they're more likely to contest. Yeah, I think you're right, Steric. I think we Cerebro. They can bullseye. Yeah, but I was gonna put Luke into deep space anyways, yeah? Oh, you're saying I should put Luke in the center. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, maybe that's right. I guess preventing them from penalizing us here is probably better than +3. It probably saves us 4 or more depending on their hand size. Did you ever Luke wave? No, I think I need more than 5 on the right. I think I'm committed at this point. Cool. Yeah, I think when they grandmastered the deck in center, they made a mistake. I think they should not have concentrated so many stats here. All right. Well, with how incredibly reasonable this pile of cards has been, I feel like it's only fair that we let it play some more after the ad break. So, all right, take a brief pause for the cause. We'll be back with some more Ancient One Cerebro 5 after these words from our adverts. Thanks for hanging out. Don't go anywhere, gamers. If you're watching on the YouTube side, consider tapping the like button if you're enjoying the content. Lots of fun things to explore. Snaps in a really, really solid spot. Sweet OTA yesterday. I'm gonna run my leftover hummus upstairs so it doesn't get left out. BRB. It's funny, so I drove my 5-year-old to school this morning for the first time since she started kindergarten. Because we get alerts from the bus company on like where it's at, so you don't have to like stand out there too early if the weather's not great. And they told us ahead of time that the bus was going to be 30 minutes late today, which meant they would have gotten to school late, which they don't get marked tardy if the bus makes them late, but they still miss class, so like it's not too big of a deal to drive them, so I drove them over. And Haley was so mad. She was like, well, I get to ride the bus home still, right? I want to sit by my friends. And I was just like, yeah. I just don't want you to be late this morning. She was so annoyed that she had to ride in a car with me instead of her friends on the bus. So it begins. It's fine. I let her bring a dinosaur stuffy in the car, and she can't bring stuffies on the bus. So that was a fine middle ground. Have to ride with dad, but gets to bring a stuffy. Pink grapefruit juice. Thank you for the baker's dozen. Appreciate the 13 months. Welcome back. 12-ounce skill. Thank you for the almost 2.5 years. Good morning. Good morning. Nike. Thank you for the 30 months. How many of the tech card changes do you think will stick around? My initial gut read / called shot after looking at a little bit of data is I expect Killmonger and Red Guardian will get rolled back at a minimum. It honestly kind of looks like a number of the other changes aren't that big of a deal, though. what was it? We looked at the top 50% of infinite data, and Enchantress, Cosmo, Warhead, and a number of others all still had good stats. I've been a big proponent slash on the train of all the tech cards could probably lose a point or two for a while now. That's interesting. It's interesting to see and validating to see it playing out as that's probably the case. Oh, wait. My muscle memory messed up. I thought this was the one that swaps things sides. The first card you play here switches sides. Wait, did my what's it called? Did my skill trigger this? Does anybody know? Does the skill trigger this or no? The skill consumes it. Okay, well that's perfect then. Well, if that ain't just the best possibles. All right, I think I've lost the right. We put Jubilee back to get energy. No, I need to clear this over here. All right, let's top deck Black Cat. God, this game. Have I ever told you all how easy Marvel Snap is? You just draw exactly the cards you need, and you can never lose. You've gotta be forking shirting me right now. Oh, my butt puckered there, chat. That was, whoo, baby. Sometimes lucky rubber ducky, I suppose. Everybody unclench. When do you kill 2 out of 3 Cerebros and still lose the game? Shang-Chi's stats after the initial data dump actually weren't very good. Shang-Chi, Killmonger, and Red Guardian were the only 3 of the cards that were nerfed that had bad stats for the competitive slices. But honestly, I really hope they leave Shang's text box change. I think if they decide he's too weak, they should put him back to 3 or even 4 power. They should absolutely leave him only blowing up one thing. Hi, Sharon! Thank you for subbing 3 months in advance! Back from a year-long stint at Magic. Well, I hope you enjoyed your games over there. You know, play games that are fun. Good to have you back snapping. Snaps was in a very good spot, and I think got made even better with our recent round of changes. I think they're playing discard chat with the Modok portrait. Oh, I would have loved to activate Shang. We got some Doombots here. What do we think? I think I'm into it. Is it necessary for me to enjoy have Ancient One to enjoy losing with this deck? I do think Ancient One is responsible for a lot of the power level here, unfortunately. I'm gonna break a draw next turn, which is not great. Is this crazy? Call me, maybe? I guess if I was gonna do this, I should have doomed the left. The problem is that putting 2 cards back in my deck means I'm less likely to draw the Cerebro or the Miss Marvel. But if I find it, it's really good. So I assume this is a Modokerson on the right. Yeah. You won't need this anymore. Ooh! The Camp Lehigh gave them a Deathlock that they could technically reanimate with this Khonshu. Sarah, that is not the ongoing payoff I wanted for Christmas. Gotta go right now. Gotta go right now. I'm gonna retreat later just because, like, I have a pile of energy and a bunch of cards in my hand, so maybe they talk themselves out of it, but we're obviously very cooked here. I think it's really funny to me how many people have come into my spaces, both here and on the YouTube video they didn't actually watch, and told me they said they don't intend to keep any of the changes. Because that's not what was said. Also, and I feel like the verbiage around that and people not understanding, just so it's clear, technically, every change they make in any Marvel Snap OTA is potentially temporary if it's a change that's bad. They are just being more clear that they will undo changes if they're not a positive impact in this time because the range of changes is bigger. Do you really think if they make these changes and a number of the changes are really good for the game, they're not going to keep them? Like that's where we're at. That's what you're telling me. You're telling me you think, yeah, wave making Sif discard the Monarch is funny. All right, I'm gonna pseudo break NDA and give what I was told verbatim, just for the sake of clarity. And we were told verbatim before these changes went live that there's a good chance they roll some of them back or meet in the middle. And that's almost assuredly what's going to happen. And what often happens when they take bigger swings. They end up meeting in the middle somewhere. All right, I can't actually... do this and not brick a draw, so I think it's just this. Oh, that's funny. I get a raft card now. Dachta, thank you for the 48 months. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Man, if I had a nickel for every time I'd polymorph to rock into a Carnage today, I'd have 2 nickels, which is not a lot, but it's just really weird that it's happened twice now. What do you think determines good for gameplay, play rate, fun rate, or players playing? I think, and this is super subjective, and it is a best guesstimate, but I would not be surprised in the slightest if a number of the changes they are making end up leaving the cards that they're changing still having good stats. And if you better, like, let's use a specific example. Let's say Enchantress is still a good card at a 5/8. It's playable, it's doing its job, it's winning games. Why would they change it back to a 4/6? Why, if they could make a card worse but still good and playable, would they not choose to make that card worse? That's an ideal game balance, right? You take your game piece, and you make it worse than it was before, but still good.
You won't need this anymore. I am reborn.
Dreaded Fisher, thank you for the 27 months. Again, you should just never assume Second Dinner is going to leave the metagame in a bad spot. Like, if something gets under-nerfed, over-nerfed, they're going to bring it back up. And if something gets over-buffed, they're going to bring it back down. And that very clearly applies when they take a really big swing like this, but that also applies to literally every other OTA they've ever done. You better 100% believe that if a different OTA over-nerf something, they'd pull it back up. Unless it's White Widow. I actually think White Widow is a good example of the exception that proves the rule. Because to find a card that doesn't follow what I'm talking about, you have to go as far back in time as the last time they nerfed White Widow. I think White Widow being the card people... Every time I talk about this, people bring up White Widow. But how long ago was that? That's how far back you have to go to find a card that doesn't make what I'm talking about true. It's forever ago.
Apocalypse.
I want a coin flip! Oh, baby. Yes, also, for what it's worth, I agree. White Widow isn't a generically one of the best 2-drops in the game anymore, like she was for a long time. But as someone who played the Terrax Tempo Darkhawk deck relatively recently, I actually think White Widow is quite good in that deck. Very, very serviceable card at a minimum, perhaps even actively good.
You won't need this anymore.
I think Cerebro is so nice, chat. I'm gonna play it thrice. Oh, I forgot this loses our Miss Marvel bonus. That's fine. This is still the play. Oh no, we only have 42 on the left instead of 47. I know, it's tough. Hard knock life.
Rules all. I am reborn.
Miss Marvel's so lazy, chat. She could have moved to the right to get us 5 more season pass experience. Instead, she just left it rot. I'm so disappointed in her. Not min-maxing my end-game pass. Not sure how I'm ever gonna financially recover from this. She's very selfish. Just can't even get up and go get me season pass experience. You know what's a fun metric? I can't remember the last time we had 1,200 people in here for a live stream after an OTA update. And this is something I talk about all the time in lots of different ways. But one of the metrics, someone asked about what metrics do they measure for if a card changes a success or not? If you love these changes, chat, you should play a lot of Marvel Snap for the next 2 weeks. And the same as the inverse. If you absolutely hate these changes, the absolute best thing you could do is not play Marvel Snap for the next 2 weeks. But also, if you just hate them in theory and you haven't actually played any games yet, you should play a few games. But as always, running your mouth and not taking any action while you run your mouth is not worth anything. So if you actually want to affect change, put your playtime where your mouth is. Yeah, unironically, this is a type of deck that got markedly better with the Shang-Chi change, right? Because previously, they'd Shang all your 5-power things in one go, but with this deck, they can't, right? They only get one of them now? I think I actually want more martyrs rather than another draw. Because I'm gonna wave. I'm gonna wave on turn 5, then we'll doom +1s on the last turn. If the Shang destroying only one 10-power card is permanent, I'll get a tattoo to celebrate. Someone screenshot that one for us, please. I need that gamer caught in Technicolor. Screenshot me, Daddy. Well, I was hoping to not brick a draw so we could have a chance to draw Black Cap, but it is what it is, I suppose. We might use this, I guess. I don't know. Are they beating 33 in the middle? Maybe? Oh, I guess they could technically Spectrum plus something else too, because Wave is symmetrical, yeah. We should do him right because of Cosmo, absolutely. Good call.
I am Iron Man. Avengers! Assemble.
Cooked. Good call on the Cosmo, though.
Victory!
What's a Cosmo? Is that a new Series 5 card? Cosmo is a very bad dog. That's why it was nerfed.
Opponent snapped.
Am I going to be able to put enough points in the middle? I don't think we can against Spectrum stuff.
Escaped.
Oh, by the way, because I know there's a lot of people that are in and out over the course of the day. A direct quote from Second Dinner is, Kang is very close to his return, end quote. And there's a patch on Tuesday. And the Kang rework is definitely patch material, not OTA material. Are they turning Kang into Robert Downey Jr.? Asking the real questions. Absolutely is the answer to that, just so we're clear.
I am Iron Man.
I just don't want to take any gambles. I don't know that we can lose this game if I don't know that we could lose this game if I do the Cerebro thing in the center, so. I'm gonna go Ancient One into Rhino, copy into Dr. Doom. Call it a day. It gives up a lot of power to leave Berlin at 3, but we don't need it. Yeah, I agree. Do I tuck Luke? No, I don't think so. Do I ever... Sarah? I should Sarah, right? Because Sarah means I can still go... No, it doesn't. I can't Sarah here, because if I Sarah here, the Tau is not guaranteed to... The Tau flips ongoings at random. So if I Sarah Center, I'm not guaranteed to hit Cerebro. Yes, all the cards left in our deck are 3+ energy, so 2 extra energy doesn't help if I'm just playing Doctor Doom anyways. We have priority here, so... What's her name Cosmo isn't an issue. They have to be 46 in the center, which is not impossible, but it's improbable. They have to be 46 in the center while beating 25 on the right. Yes, we could... I don't think we could lose the center and the right simultaneously. It is a 69 power Doom, isn't it? Yeah, losing the center was realistic. I think losing the center or the right was realistic there, but both is very unlikely. Lore accurate Doctor Doom. Yep, that's what's coming. That's what's coming for the end game. So my hand isn't good, but this stay is free because they're on 2 cubes and we're going to high stakes rounds. And if I lose 2 cubes here, I go to 7 and still have 4 games to beat them. So if I leave here, I have 4 games chances to beat them. And if I stay, I still have 4 chances to beat them because of how high stakes work. So it is 100% free for me to stay for this snap. I think one of their unknowns is Mobius. Find out. It's also 100% wrong there for them to snap for the same reason. Yes. So I was gonna snap if they didn't because the snap was free, but you are correct. They shouldn't have snapped. I miss a bot in the center here, but I'm probably going Marvel Tau in the center anyways, right? And I can't Marvel Tau Doom. So I think I just do this because it's energy efficient. Then Captain Marvel can jump left. And we get to... I think we're dead to Spectrum left. metafy is probably not enough.
Knowledge is higher, further, faster, baby.
So close. We could have had if Cerebro hadn't been buried in our bottom three, we'd have gotten him there. I guess the thing that's impressed me the most about this build is obviously that one we were a little bit short at the end, but our games with Miss Marvel with Tau have felt really good, just like the Cerebro with Tau have felt good. Well, shit. Oh, all right, Ben. If you will. I think we're dead. Honestly, we're probably just not a Cerebro game, right? I think we're just Ronin into Krakoa. We try and go from there. Your finest Captain Marvels, please. All right, I guess we'll play her this turn then, huh? Kitty's got close. Oh, actually, do I put Martyr here? And then next turn we Tau these? Actually, I probably do this, and then next turn I Tau here. What is a tech again? They nerfed a bunch of the most commonly played tech cards in Marvel Snap yesterday. And they're over there, update. Shang, Killmonger, Enchantress, Cosmo, Red Guardian.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
That's annoying, but not the end of the world. It's this. This adds 3 on the left, and it adds, not quite 8, it adds 4 in the middle, because I go -4 from playing cards from Ronin, and then +8 on the Martyr. Have we reached a point in Snap where you give Nocturne a point of power back? I think we have. We're actually talking about that yesterday. I think we absolutely could. Oh, Rodin's the opponent's hand. You're right. I was thinking Devil Dinosaur. My brain's bad. And again, Tau replaces the tech, so Martyr can't move. Ah, shit. Rip. All right, got 3 more shots. Well, that's rude. All right, not a Cerebro game. Pour one out for Black Cat Gamers. Man, this one might come right down to it here, huh? Got 2 more shots after this one to take their last cubes away. Wave. We were just playing wave on curve. The Doom top deck is nice. Does that have a transparent background on it? Not my dance. If it does, I will. I think it's this into just Marvel plus what's it called? Yeah, I think it's this. Martyr could jump here to get rid of the Marvel bonuses. The thing that's giving me pause. If I Rhino left, the problem is I don't have it active over here, but that might be fine. They might just not be contesting Murder World. I guess I lose to Mr. Fantastic in the center with this line. Yeah, I think we're going to another game. I don't know. All my options were kind of bad here. It might have been right to just Rhino the right. This is probably like Mystique, Mr. Fantastic. Oh, I win the left. They just thought we were cooked without the Cerebro bonus, chat. Oh, wait, no, does Martyr screw me? Martyr screws me. God damn it. God damn it. Oh, no. Unlucky. Unlucky. Little known fact, Lucas Cage and Aunt May are old friends. They go way back.
Assemble.
The short end of that stick. Oh, I need to win the 50-50 now, though. I need Luke to go here so that way Miss Marvel doesn't get ruined on the right. Never lucky. And they won their 50-50? Wait, the wave's still in effect? Excuse me? How does that work? That can't be right. End of the next turn. Oh yeah, I guess that is true, because it's happened on turn 3. Alright, where do I play Sarah? Is it center or left? Sarah left in case we want to tell mid. Yeah, probably.
I am Iron Man.
Okay. So we're going to have how much on the left? We're going to have 29 on the left, and we're going to have 32 on the right. So not our best possible, but not terrible either.
I am Iron Man.
Probably dead. Spectrum only ties the right, and then I think we win the breaker? Question mark? Right, Spectrum, We're going to 32 on the right. Spectrum ends 12. Do we lose the left, though? We might lose the left. Yeah, if we lose this one, I've got one more still. Very, very interesting set of games, regardless of the outcome. Good things to noodle on. Lots of good sequencing decisions. Amusing how fun Marvel Snap is when players get to do their things. Yeah, you have to actually count instead of just like, I'm gonna play my tech card and win this lane by a lot. To be like, okay, these are my numbers, these are their numbers, where should I play my cards to like outsize their numbers? What could they have? Oh, I didn't think about this. The Spectrum left and the shield move. Okay, so we're losing the right, and then are they beating? I think they're beating 29 on the left, yeah? Yeah. Yeah, by a good bit. Well canoodled. All right, I got one more shot. You best believe that just like my country, I'm young, scrappy, and hungry. All right, can I get a Cerebro plus a Tau with decent location variance? It's asking for a lot, I know. It's asking for a lot. Okay, Sam Wilson was the highest cost card in their hand on turn 1. So they have 3 out of the 4 of these in hand. So there's the Tau and the Cerebro. I think I'm actually... Am I supposed to play Merlin out? I kind of want him to have a chance to be a 5, but there's also a chance that I clog my hand. I think I'm just playing Sam, because I don't want to clog my hand. No, we're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Everybody calm down. I can't play Sarah or Wave, but I think we're fine. They have a hard time getting into Morag, but I'm gonna have what? The 44 on the left. I guess Iron Man could get us. It wasn't a Monster Island. We didn't roll a natural. We rolled low, but not as low as possible. That was the best draw on my deck, yeah. It was the best draw on my deck. The writers, we should make sure to give the writers a raise after this set. They did a pretty good job putting it all together. So we'll be at 30 on the right while covering 44 on the left. Was Doom better? No, I think this is better because it makes it so they have to contest the right here as well. Is there a Cerebro 5 deck where Agony Lasher is a thing? Absolutely not. It's way too narrow. You want to play Lasher, play Cerebro 2. It's very good there. They could test the right just by moving the shield there. Yeah, but they need to Spectrum still too to win it, right? Shield to the right only ties by 20. No, shield to the right is only 28. I'm going to 30. Carol!
Baby.
What an absolute slugfest. Freaking eight rounds right down to the wire. We got exactly what we asked for though. We had our Cerebro with our Tau with our reasonable location variants. Put a bow on that. Give me an infinite ticket. I think if having tech cards be marginally worse causes more games of Marvel Snap like that last match we just played to be commonplace, it is an absolute win. I think that kind of Marvel Snap is some of the most interesting and fun and honestly skill testing that there is. Games where you need to count your opponent's output range and actually figure out numbers versus I'm just gonna play my tech card and win by a mile are so much more skill testing and fun to noodle on. Yeah, and that's why so many people cling to their tech cards. I think it's just like it is an I win easy button in so many places. It lets you turn your brain off instead of having to count. Having to count the output range of Spectrum and Iron Man and stuff like that is much easier than just being like, I'm gonna play my Enchantress in this path and then none of it matters. I'm gonna play my Shang-Chi in this path and then none of it matters. This deck was fun. I think the big standout in my mind from the set of games that we played there, I think we went from Proving Grounds all the way through Infinite Ticket there, is that Ancient One having redundancy in this deck was quite good. Well, obviously, anytime we got to triple up Cerebro, it was stellar. We won a bunch of games in there by tripling up Miss Marvel and adding 15 to the left and the right. Wave with Doctor Doom also felt super clean in a number of our games. There were There were games where we waved into Doom on turn 4 and it was solid, and then there were other games where we waved on 5, so that way we could Doom plus 1 drops or 2 drops, or you could play Doom and Tau on the last turn. That's actually a relatively common one, is if you wave on 5 on turn 6, you can Tau, and then you can Doom to fill the Tau slot afterwards, is really clean. So, I'm not going to tell you that's going to be a best deck in the metagame by any means, but I think this is definitely something you can play that's reasonably competitive, that doesn't feel embarrassing to sleep up.